It's not me. It's not my music. It's downstairs. This person has stripper hours, I swear to you. Not a peep during times that you may normally expect to hear people. But then all of a sudden, at the just most inconvenient, odd, inappropriate days and times, they just fucking show up and just start. What's wrong? I'm annoyed by it, but I need to STFU because it's in the middle of the day. It's not even 12 o'clock yet. It's not early in the morning. It's fine. I just don't understand why people feel the need to like fill every particle of space with their bass and music. Like, why is that necessary? We have small ass apartments. Like, you can't hear that? Like, you're not already fully immersed in the music? Like, it doesn't take much. So now, like, I'm trying to have a peaceful moment, and that's fine. I get it. Whatever. But when I'm ready to, like, not hear that shit, I have to turn up my shit to shut that shit up. And I don't necessarily want my shit that high or loud. It's what headaches are made of. I promise. It is. I think they turned it down or turned it off. All right, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't very long. It wasn't even 30 minutes. 15 minutes of whatever that was. Okay. Good morning. Really quick, let's talk about how the stress is manifesting into nightmares. I don't dream often, but when I do, I rarely remember the dream. This morning, I remember the dream last night, okay? I don't know why, but I just remember having a roommate of some kind. That roommate left me. And I had to stay in the apartment. It was backfilled, not by my choice, with a small family, a couple with a child that I didn't realize initially that they had this kid, but they did. And so one night I come home and this couple, they're there and they're sitting on the couch, and I don't even remember if there were introductions or anything. They were just sitting there, and I don't know. No, maybe I didn't come home. I was already home, and somehow they ended up on the couch along with me watching TV, whatever I was watching. And they weren't speaking to me. They were just kind of kicking it with each other, but it was just really standoffish and really weird. So then when I finally got tired, I mean, we're sitting here watching this show for like a long time, a long time. So I finally get up and get tired, and I'm like, you know what? I'm so sorry. Here's the remote. You didn't have to watch what I was watching, or just, sorry for hogging it, basically. And the dude was just like, okay, whatever. Chick didn't say anything to me. She just looked at me. And by the time I got up and walked around, as they're just kind of being real standoffish, I looked down and they're cuddled up and they have a little girl. I'm like, okay. But by the time I stand up and like start moving towards my bedroom, I'm realizing how hot it is. Like, it is hot. I look over at the thermostat and she had turned it up to 84 degrees. 84 degrees inside. I don't sleep like that. And we needed to have a conversation about the thermostat because Why would you just change it? It's hot as fuck. So I go over and I'm like, I need this to like come way down in order for me to be able to rest. Like this is gonna make me sick. And she just me mugs me and she's just like, she rolls her eyes and she's just like, we're gonna have to pay for that. And I'm like, and that's fine. I've been paying for it on my own since before you got here, so that's fine. But it needs to be lower because this is not gonna work. And then I just went back to my room and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a nightmare roommate situation I have now. Honestly, I think it is a combination of me having to choose whether I'm going to stay or go. It is having to do with the new people that just moved in above me. It is my unwillingness to live with other people. Like I think it's all of those things that manifested in this like split second of a dream that I had, and it was just awful. I woke up like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. But yeah, that's what's going on this morning. I'm just trying to take it easy. That's not good. He just busted a hole through that person's roof. That's not good at all. There's always something going on. There's always something on fire in Arizona. Damn. Hope everybody's okay. Hey. It is July 11th, Tuesday. It is a new day. I'm still kind of going back and forth about this like really big decision that I have to make about where I'm going to be living the next year and a half. And I think I've cried about it enough and like complained and moaned about it enough to where I'm at the point now where I can basically try to change my thought process a bit and use this as a lesson. And I'm kind of feeling like the first 15 months of me being in this place that I really do love and I'm comfortable in, I feel like I wasted that time. Like I was not serious at all about kind of transforming my life and using my circumstances of how I got there to my true advantage. And it's kind of like I feel a little bit of like shame in that now because time flew by and now I've got this other big decision, and it's like had I been a serious individual and worked towards better, this would not be a problem for me. So now that I'm in this position, I can take the easy route, give up, and move, and basically be handed this chance to start over again. And will I actually learn a lesson if I do that? Or I can stop sleeping and go full throttle like I should have over the past year. Like, what I mean by full throttle is stop wasting time, stop bitching, stop crying, focus on career, focus on school and getting this degree, focus on starting all of the businesses that you want and that you can start and be successful in. Focus on doing whatever it takes to get pregnant. Focus on putting a plan together for the rest of your life. Like, be serious. Like, I feel like I cry
so much about all the things that I want to do that I haven't done yet, that I feel like I can't do. Like, I waste so much time doing that, and I don't put that same energy towards fucking changing my circumstances. And this is one of the things that can result from being a crybaby. Okay, well, I mean, you want out, you can get out. Simple as that. Like, and so I still have like maybe 72 hours to make this decision, and I still have not done it yet. I feel like either way I slice it, either decision that I make is going to be a good decision. But I also feel like either decision I make is going to be a really hard decision. That's just what the fuck it is. Make a decision, and then whatever decision I go with, like, learn from this. Do better. Do better. So, in this moment today, I feel like I've changed my mind again. Every morning that I wake up and I'm thinking about this, I'm now having nightmares about this. It's ridiculous. It really doesn't have to be that serious. Every morning that I wake up with this on my brain, I change my mind. And today I feel like I feel clearer about what I need to do, and all that entails. So I'm just getting out of the office for a second for some hot, fresh air. It's actually like overcast today. It's 100 degrees. It feels good, believe it or not. I know that sounds weird. 100 degrees feels good. It feels good. I've been in the office where it's been kind of chilly all morning, and it's overcast, so I don't know. I just feel like I needed to get warmed up, toasted up a bit. And so I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to think. I have therapy this week, so I can get Jackie's perspective on this, although she's not going to give me an answer. She never does. It makes me so mad. She never gives me an answer. Not even a little bit of a blow or a sway or a push towards one direction or the other, just nothing. So I'll talk with her about it on Wednesday, but I think I'm going to also have a conversation with my grandmother to see what she would do. I'm kind of afraid to do that, but I just kind of want to get the perspectives of other grown-ass women who have lived life and have had to make really hard decisions. I just want to get their perspective. At the very least, understand how they're able to make hard decisions, like what their thought process is, so that I can use this going forward. Because I know that this won't be the last one. This really isn't even like a big thing in the grand scheme of life and the decisions that people have to make every day. But this is just like a really important one for me. So, I don't know. That's what's going on. Yesterday was a shit day. I wanted to quit everything. I'm about to go get me some fries. I went and got fries and a hot dog yesterday from this place that I absolutely love. Actually, me and my grandmother love this place. Fresh everything. Hot fries. They were crinkle cut. Just so good. As soon as I turned a little bit of a corner, I wasn't speeding, I didn't cut the corner, I just turned to leave the parking lot. And my entire bag of large crinkle cut hot fresh fries fell out of my bag onto the floor in my car. When I tell you I wanted to fight air, I'm pretty sure I did punch something. I don't remember what it was, but I punched something. I was so angry. Like, the devil has been busy. I feel like I told my friend, I feel like the devil has been twerking on my nerves and on my life and just kikiing, and I'm done. I'm done. Like, no more. This is just stupid. Paper cuts and lost fries and just, girl, I need a break. I need a vacation. And I've been thinking about that too. I need a break. I need to like stabilize my nerves and my thoughts and my emotions, because they have been on the brink of disaster for this past few weeks. But I really feel like unstable this week. Not even gonna hold you. I just need to get that shit together and just focus. Focus on what's important. Focus on the goal. There's so much more that I could be doing to make my dreams come true. People keep telling me, don't stress over things you can't control. First of all, fuck that. Stress is a killer, and sometimes it's unavoidable. I can only do my best at managing stress. 2, we can control a lot of things. We can. We do have control over a lot of things. It's all very simple. It's us that have, we've overcomplicated ideas. Like lesson 101 with Jackie. If you don't want to do it, don't fucking do it. Simple. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. If it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. If it doesn't serve you, stop. Basically, right? Yeah, let me pause. I feel like I should be clear about a couple things. One, and side note, I'm kind of sick of this spot on my lip, this light vitiligo, vitamin D deficiency spot on my lip. I'm not gonna hold you. I've never been self-conscious really about it. But I'm kind of over it. I want my brown lips back. And it's just, I don't know, it's irritating me now. I've had this for at least a year, maybe over a year now. And I just thought that it would go away like the other spot, because before I had the same spot on the same side. I had it in my nose, right in here, in my nose, my nostril, on the same side, same thing. And I went and saw a dermatologist about it, because that was the first time any skin situation like that happened for me. I was freaking out. She just looked at me and was just like, oh yeah, that's vitiligo. That's too bad. You're so pretty. First of all, why would you say that to somebody? Second of all, what else do I do? And she's just like, there isn't really anything you can do about it. You can put this cream on it, but it may not work. So I never went and got that cream. I just dealt with it, and it went away after a while. I had it a year, and then it went away. And then didn't think anything of it. And then all of a sudden I started seeing, it was barely there, but a lighter spot on that side on my lip. And I'm like, that's interesting. It kind of just looked like, I don't know, maybe my lips were dry, or I don't know, something. But it was barely noticeable. And then it just got more noticeable and more noticeable and bigger and bigger. And I'm like, whoa, that is totally a thing. And here we are. I was afraid that it was going to spread even more and go not just on my lip, but on the rest of my face, which I know a lot of people have vitiligo. It's no big deal, I guess. I don't know much about it, but it is what it is. I'm just not used to having anything on my skin other than birthmarks, those little black dots, what do you call those, moles, and acne. But something like this to change your appearance, I've never had that. And again, I'm not saying that it's changed my appearance, because it's a little freaking spot. What I'm trying to say is that I'm over it. I want this to go away now, and I'm not sure if this will go away, to be honest. They say that it's tied to a vitamin D deficiency, and I've been, probably takes more than a few months of taking vitamin D supplements, but I don't know. It ain't moving. It ain't shaking. It's just interesting because when I put makeup on and when I put my lip color on, Like, I can't just wear a lip gloss. Lip gloss, you could still see it through that, but a lip color hides it. And then when I wear lipstick, I'm like, oh, that looks like me, because you can't see it. Anyways, what I wanted to be clear about was, like, when I keep saying that, like, I need to stop crying about stuff, I need to be clear about, like, I'm not trying to invalidate my own feelings, right? Because the things that I have cried over, literally and figuratively, have been worth crying over, to be honest. Like, shit has been really difficult. But what I mean is that, to the best of my abilities, when I'm having these moments, these waves of, like, I just don't know how I can go on, I need to pull from somewhere to pick myself up and continue on. Because, and when I say try my best, it's like sometimes I really feel like I can't control it, or like I'm having a hard time controlling it. Similar to maybe a depression or hormone imbalance or something that's just like putting me there. It's hard for me to just like get out of it. It's much deeper and stronger than perhaps just having a really bad day and like needing to get over it. It's like devastating almost. That's how it feels for me. So, you know, maybe I cry about it, or like I'm down about something for days. Like I've been crying, or when I say crying, just like complaining or like stewing over, like ruminating over a situation, right? Crying could mean many things. For me, it usually means ruminating and thinking about something, and sometimes having a full-blown crying meltdown in private. But like sometimes it lasts for days, sometimes it can last for weeks, sometimes like I feel like I've gotten it all out of my system over like a day or two, and then I'm fine, and then it just comes back and it hits me with a vengeance, and you know, it comes and goes in waves. So when I'm down, I need to I'm working on finding something, a system that can pull me out of that hole, and only I can pull myself out of that and like continue on and not let things get worse while I'm down crying. That's what I mean by that. I'm not trying to invalidate my own feelings. Yes, shit is hard, life is tough. And I know I say all the time that, you know, other people have it going on too. Other people might have things worse off, etc. That is my way of bringing myself back down out of any possible drama cloud that I might be in. It's not to invalidate my feelings, because they are valid. How I'm feeling is valid, despite how bad it is on the scale of shit has hit the fan in comparison to other people. Yes, like something happened to you, big or small, and it's okay to be upset about that. That's one thing that I have had to like learn for myself, and like allow myself to feel, and not say, well, such and such has something else going on in their life and that's totally worse off than me, so I need to shut up. No, that's not okay. And so I just wanted to clear that up, because I'm not trying to, what do you call it, self like bad self-talk or like self-harm or anything like that. I'm not on that level. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. And also another thing that I wanted to clear up is, when I don't know, I guess here lately I've been talking a lot about my grandmother, and like having talks with her, and you know, the whole difficult conversation video that I put out and whatever. I want to be clear in saying that I do have a mother. And she has been a tremendous help. Like, I love her to the moon and back. My mom is the best. She's always there for me, even when I don't want her to be or think that she should be. She's always there for me. But I also have a lot of very strong, powerful, experienced women in my life, which I am grateful to God about. I seriously don't know how I would be without those influences in my life. And so when it comes to like things that I'm dealing with, I want to pull from my community. I want to pull from my village, from my tribe of like strong women. And that happens to be my mom. That happens to be my grandmother. That happens to be my aunt. I have a therapist that like, I know some people laugh when I like reference her all the time. And maybe I'm going to start just kind of like saying a name instead of my therapist, because I think that as far along as we've come as like normalizing mental health and like wellness, it's still kind of a weird taboo-ish thing to talk about. So I'm grateful to have her in my life, in my corner, on my team. And so yeah, when things come up, I will definitely make my own decision, mostly because I have to. It's just me and it's just me at the moment. But I like to get the thoughts, perspectives, opinions of the other women in my life. So that's all that it is. At the end of the day, I can hear all of them and they can all say one thing, and if I want to do the opposite thing, then that's just what's going to happen. But at least I'll understand the different facets of whatever the situation is, if that makes sense. So yeah. Late lunch, I had a bunch of homework to do last night. Well, it wasn't a bunch. It just took me forever and it was pissing me off. After already having a day, I had this assignment to do and it was just brutal. But I got it done. Today I have a lot of work to do, so I might be up until the wee hours of the morning doing this. I've got, what's today? Oh no, not necessarily, because I have a homework assignment and a quiz due today. And then in 2 days, which would be what? Thursday, I have my first exam to do and something else to do. So I'm pretty much jam-packed busy with school every single night as soon as I get home. And it literally does take me all evening to get this done. As much as I hate it and I like want to curse and be distracted and like not do it and whatever else I'm doing, when I complete it and I submit that shit, it feels so good. Like, it feels so good to complete something and send it in and know that that is another assignment towards getting my degree. Feels cool. But in the beginning, or like in the process of it and before, man, I tell you, it's shitty. It sucks. It's not fun at all. And I want to hurry up and get it done. But yeah, okay. It's 103 degrees now. I turned the AC off so that I could talk to y'all. But I'm about to go to the office and finish out my day. So, bye.
So, fun fact, random fun fact, that doesn't really matter because I'm stalling and wasting time. I should be doing my homework. And I've been doing good. I've been studying for about an hour or so. I've taken all my notes. Well, 90% of my notes. I still have some more to go. I still have my homework to do and a quiz and to prepare for my exam on Thursday. Anyways, I already yelled at myself earlier today. I know. I'm going to get back to it. But here's what I discovered, okay? Random, but also relative. So, my tongue hurts today. Under my tongue specifically hurts for no reason. Like, I don't think I've ever, well, it does feel like a familiar feeling. So under my tongue has hurt before. I don't know why, but in this moment today, my tongue, under my tongue hurts. It's sore, like something's wrong. Um, it feels restricted, almost like if I had an allergic reaction and like my tongue swells up or like itches or something, it just feels like wrong and extra big. Well, under my tongue feels that way. Anyways, I remembered, well, so no, my tongue hurts. I go and look in the mirror to see, to like look under my tongue to see, like, why the heck does it hurt? Like, is there something under there? Like, do I have a, because like canker sores happen, I guess, or I don't know what you call a sty for like your tongue. I don't know. I feel like those happen. I don't know what they're called, but I was just wondering, like, maybe I have that under my tongue. I go in and look, and I'm reminded that I have a tongue tie. And I just discovered this, okay? Like, I was today years old when I discovered that I have a tongue tie. I've never heard of it before. I didn't know it was a thing. I thought everybody's tongue did this, which is weird considering. Anyways, I just thought everybody's tongue did the same thing that mine did. Until, like doing baby research and trying to decide and like understand breastfeeding, and I'm asking my friends if they breastfed their babies, and some of them did, some of them didn't, some of them tried and it didn't work because like their babies had a tongue tie. And I'm like, well, what the heck is a tongue tie? That's the first I've ever heard of it. So I Google it, and lo and behold, I'm like, what do you mean? That just looks like a normal tongue. Like, what do you mean? Apparently that's not normal to have that thing under there. And when you find that your baby has one, you get it corrected right away, and that helps them with all kinds of things. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, my tongue looks like that. I'm freaking out now. Like, my tongue looks like that. And so I'm just like, okay, well, maybe, when I was little, I had one, and either somebody didn't know, or they didn't tell my parents or my mom, or they just chose not to get it corrected. Who knows what happened almost 35 years ago when I was born? Like, maybe nobody looked under my tongue to find out what was what, but the shit hurts today. And so after I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, that weird webby thing is there, I go and Google it some more. And this time I Google tongue ties in adults, and I pull up this medical Alabama Tongue Tie Association, whatever. And it talks about all the things that a tongue tie can cause problems for, including neck and shoulder pain. Bruh, that's the story of my life. My neck and shoulders are always hurting. It doesn't explain why exactly, but it causes fatigue and headaches and slow speech, and it even says that it's tied to like GI tract problems and just like on and on and on. And I'm like, what the? That's crazy. This is really affecting me. Affecting me physically. If you know, TikTok. So yeah, it can be fixed still, but it says that even if you fix it, because I've pretty much had this my whole life, that there are certain habits that I have with my mouth and my tongue that even if I got it fixed, that there's a good chance that it won't help, because like I have those habits. So I would have to relearn how to do stuff, like relearn how to properly use my tongue and my mouth, which is crazy because I feel like, other than always being on the brink of drooling, I don't know if that's a side effect. Never mind. Don't tell anybody. I feel like everything is pretty much normal. But also, the more and more I think about it, the more conscious and aware I am of my mouth. And it seems a little bit odd, seems a little bit weird, but I'm like, well, maybe that's why I don't know how to purr. Maybe that's why, like, I can whistle, but not very well. Maybe that's why I have trouble speaking languages, like on and on and on. So, yeah, fun fact. And something, oh, here's the cool part. The reason like 25% of babies have tongue ties. And it's always like not determined, but the father is the reason for a baby having a tongue tie. Sir, excuse me? I wonder if my brother has one. Huh. So yeah, but okay. I'm going to show you. This is probably TMI. Under the tongue is not pretty. It's not. Nobody's tongue underneath is cute. It's weird looking, right? So one of the tests is to find out if you have a tongue tie. Is like they said, open your mouth as wide as you can. And then when your mouth is open, try to take your tongue and touch the top of your mouth or to your teeth. And if you can't get there, you have a severe restriction, right? So my dumbass is trying it. Watch. Open your mouth and try to touch your teeth. Because of that thingy, that like web thing is like keeping it held down. Okay. And it hurts when I try to do it. So they said that like some people, even if they can do it, it's because they're like overcompensating and literally stretching the bottom of their mouth, which is not good. So I need to stop doing it. But yeah, that's what I learned today. Do what you will with that information. Check your kids. How do I not? How does nobody has ever said this? Nobody's ever talked about this. I've never heard those words together in my life. How did, like, see? Just one of the many things that, like, people don't know about their own bodies, like what's normal and what's not. I mean, I guess we can leave it up to the big man to say, like, what is normal and what's not, because obviously I've gotten along through life pretty fairly decent with this, but anyways, let me get back to studying. Hey. So what? I mean, hey, it's Thursday and obviously I just needed to get out of the office. I'm on my break. I haven't really eaten. I have a lot on my mind per usual. Where do I even start? So I made a decision, and I had like a couple questions for the office. I just got off the phone with her to get those answered, and so it's all good and simple apparently. I made a decision, and I went ahead and accepted another term, 14 months this time, because 14 and 15 were going to be the same price. And so it's like, if I can get the same price and be there a shorter amount of time, then I'll do that. So this offer will take me from September this year to November next year, which, to be honest, kind of terrifies me a little bit. But we're here. I accepted it. I still have to sign the lease, and it still has to be approved by the manager there. Like, I've never
with the exception of my first apartment and moving out the first time and by myself doing this whole thing. Since then, I have never been so scared to make a decision about my apartment or like signing the lease or anything. Like, even moving in originally, like last year into this place, as huge as that moment was, it didn't feel as strong as this does now. So I basically chose to stay, and I'm on the hook until November of next year. So yeah, that happened. Am I still having nightmares? I did not have one last night, but I also didn't sleep the best, so I'm pretty tired. I wasn't even really up late last night. Well, maybe I was. I don't fucking remember, to be honest. I spent 3 hours doing my first exam for my class. Yes, you heard that correctly, 3 hours. And although that time kind of like, the amount of time makes me feel a little bit ashamed, like, why did it take you that long to do a test? And I feel like if it was in class and I had to do this test, like, there's no way I would have been able to take 3 hours to do the exam in class, in person. So I feel a little bit ashamed in that regard. But bitch, did I get 200 points out of 200 points? Yes, I did. So I don't care how long it took me. There was no time limit. It was like 3 hours and 18 minutes. There was no time limit. There were 3 attempts at it, and I took the first attempt and got 200 points out of 200 points. So I am extremely proud, considering how difficult and tricky that shit was. Very tricky. Trick questions, trick wording. I don't like stuff like that. Test my knowledge about the material, but don't try to trip me up. That's jacked up. But I did it. I did it all yesterday. Technically, it wasn't due until today. But I'm like, I'm not waiting until the last minute to do this. And I'm so glad that I didn't, because I would have been stressed. So I'm ahead on that. My next chapter and homework and quiz isn't due until the 15th, which is Saturday. But baby, do you think I'm going to be doing shit this weekend? No, I'm not. So am I going to go in and do Saturday's homework today? Yes, I am. Because I'm trying to be free. I'm trying to be laid out, sprawled out on the couch for 5 seconds. Not that long, because I have work to do, remember? You're going to have to help me keep myself accountable. I said what I said in the last part, and I meant that shit. I've made the decision to stay in this expensive ass apartment for another year. While everything else is still in motion, I need to do better. So yes, I'm going to take a minute and sit on the couch and rest, but just a minute, because I said to myself that I was going to get it together. So I am. So that's that. How I'm feeling today, though, like, I don't know, I've been really weak feeling, and also like physically weak feeling. I think it might be like just from lingering ongoing stress and me being tired, and I haven't really been eating the best. Like, I've been doing my best to at least have one substantial meal every day, but I eat a lot. Like, I need a lot of food to function, and I need a lot of sleep to function. So if one of those wavers, the other needs to be able to pick up, and I have not picked up either one. So there's that, and like mentally, emotionally, I'm on thin ice. Like, I'm worn so thin. Also, I was telling Jackie yesterday, is like, I just feel so weak and vulnerable, and just, I don't know. I don't have the strength, the energy right now for anything, to the point where I'm like really, really, really wanting to take some time off of work and just disappear. I mean, significant time, like an actual vacation, like a week. But I don't want to do that because I'm trying to save my time for, you know, when I'm ready to go back to Cali. That's been on my mind. But I really just want to like get away by myself and just go watch the sunset over the waves, like on a beach, and just like be silent, or just be quiet and sit in a hammock and trees by myself. Like, I just want to unplug and just disappear from people and the world and problems. I really want that. So we'll see. What else? In regards to like me starting at the IVF again, I'm really nervous because the reality is, even though like I have I don't have all of it, but I have majority of the money to pay the fee to start again. The reality is I need more than that because they might put me on meds. I don't know what's going to happen. So I need to have more money for that. I'm nervous about, if they do, not if, when they do get an egg that they want to go and retrieve, I really, really need that baby to be healthy, because this is my last little bit of donor sperm. And once they prepare for the retrieval, before they even know if the egg is healthy or viable or not, they're going to thaw out that last little bit of sperm. And if it's not a viable or healthy egg, my sperm is now screwed up, because that was my last portion of it. And then, so to get another vial, it's another $1,800. So that further delays things until I can get that money. Now, imagine if I couldn't come up with an extra $766, how long is it going to take for me to get $1,800? That's what is like currently terrifying me right now. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think I want to do a video on like how thus far, how my IVF experience has been, and like how it's affected me, because it has affected me mentally, emotionally. I feel like doing all of these hard things at the same time really fucked me up. And although I've been in therapy for a while to help kind of like stay afloat and manage it and recognize things, it's taken a toll, and I feel that in myself. Yeah, IVF is a very, very difficult, very, very difficult thing to go through. Very hard. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Like, obviously, the financial part of it is important because you can't get very far if you don't have the money, obviously. But I would almost argue that the mental cost far outweighs the financial cost. Seriously. Like, I'm just, something fell on my roof. I'm under a tree, so it's just leaves or something. Like, I think honestly I have PTSD in a couple areas. One of them being like related to my car. I'm also afraid to like start making that trip again, that round trip. I don't like, I love my car, but right now I don't necessarily trust it because of everything that I've put it through and like the accident, I guess, like me hitting whatever that was in the road, which my car is still not fixed from that. I don't know, I'm just afraid, especially like in the middle of summer. It's July and it's hot as hell, and just the idea of me driving through the desert back and forth when it's like high temperatures scares me, because stuff happens to your vehicle when it's this hot. Like locally on a regular day, stuff happens. So me being out there in the middle of the desert and it's hot, and like if something happens, God forbid, like that scares me. Every time I get in my car and crank it up, like I'm listening for something, or like when I come out to get in my car, I'm always walking around it checking my tires, like I'm genuinely afraid of something going wrong. Because when it does, like I freak the hell out. So that. Yeah, I don't know. That's it for now, I guess. My thoughts are just like, I have a lot of thoughts. I have a lot to say, but they're not organized. They're just kind of like going, and I'm just like really tired with no energy. So I'll come back. Really quick, something that I wanted to mention. Something that I wanted to mention in regards to what I was talking about earlier about hold on. See, this is what I mean about my car. I don't like these extra like weird ass noises and like weird things that it does. None of my lights are on. I just got an oil change. Should be fine. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, I wanted to touch on what I was saying the other video about my moods and like depression, and like I still don't know if I'm depressed, if my anxiety is high as hell, or if it's my hormones, or if it's a combination of all three. I still don't know. But a lot of times, I get sick of my damn self. Like, I am so tired of myself. Like, girl, put her out of her misery then. And sometimes I can't pull myself out of that. That's what I was like referring to. What I'm trying to say is that I just recently listened to an amazing episode of J.Ill podcast, which I love. This group of women, they be talking about stuff that I can relate to. Granted, they're older than me, not much older, but they're older than me. And it's just like, I feel like this is like the demographic where I need to like get my information from, because I feel like I'm going through things that 40 to 50-year-old women are going through, and like that's where my answers are coming from. Anyways, this episode is called Why Bitches Bitch. And just from like the episode title, I didn't know what it was going to be about, but it is totally relatable. Why bitches bitch. It has nothing to do with like talking about women's personalities and their like poor attitudes. It's having to do with the stuff that women go through that a lot of them know about, or some of them don't know about, like what's going on with their body, their physical bodies, their hormones, and like what we have to go through with our cycles, and how cycles are like different for everybody, and just like everyday stresses, and how we're expected to put on a happy smiley face and voice for the workplace, and just when we feel literally awful inside and we're fatigued and all the things. So that episode really, really, really made me feel good. It made me feel like I'm not alone. I still feel odd that I'm going through these motions at such a young age, but you know, it is what it is. Now it's just about me